Well, I've been wondering what to do with this large terrarium dish, and I think I know what I'm gonna do. We'll see how it works out. This isn't its actual lid, because I broke that. You might remember that from an old video. But I'm going to try planting an erodium in this, and we'll see how far it can swing out. Now I use regular potting soil, the cactus mix that I usually use for everything, just so I be sure to have good drainage. Especially when I've got the glass see-through, I can see the water, I can see the dryness, so that always works out the best for me. Now, I'm doing an excellent job of pouring this in. It's kind of weird to get the right camera angle and get it poured in nicely and neatly, but you can see what a bang-up job I've done. But I'll just get that all poured in, cleaned up, and then I'll clean that mess up later, because as you can see, I've got it all over the place. But we'll carry on. And here is my erodium. I think I watered it this morning. It feels pretty wet. So now we will put her right down in the middle and bank the dirt up around. That feels pretty good. Now that should keep her moist but wet in there. So there we go. The tap water conditioner does wonders for my plants. And then I'm almost out of this, but I got another bottle that's already ordered. And there we go. I don't know how well you can see with all these lights, but I think it looks really good. Now let me put in, you can see it's soaking into the soil around. It looks pretty good. Some right there in the top of it, so it seeps down into the crown. Well, not down into the crown, but around the crown to make sure we're getting it. Okay, so there it is, and I'm going to put the lid on. Gotten it all dirty and dusty now. I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to set it under light. See, this isn't the one that goes to it, but it will seal it, but just not completely. I want to see that all misted up by tomorrow morning. If it's not misted up, I'll know it needs some more dampness. So we'll see how it turns out. For right now, I think it's going to go here next to the pink princess under a light. That's what it looks like. There was such a glare on it from a close-up light. I had to turn the light off, but it should settle down more low against the soil, and it should look real pretty. But we'll do some follow-ups later. But I think it's going to turn out good. Looks real nice. We may eventually put her over here with the baby tears in Hypertufa. Got a couple little deer there, but they're about swamped. Gonna have to fix those a little better. And my teacup, or teapots, with the Hypertufa. I'm sorry, with the baby tears. They've grown toward the light, so I've got them turned so they'll even out a little bit. But we'll take a look at those later on. Okay, now here is the Erodium in the same jar terrarium as before, but I've moved it into this front room with some of the other plants. Now there is a light also shining down on it, but I don't think it's quite getting enough light. It's gotten very much bigger. I don't know how well you can see it, but so far I haven't had any blooms or anything. Let me see. Well, I can't move that glare. Here, let me see. If I turn the light off, you really can't see it very well. But that's how it looks, coming right up over the lid. Okay, let me put this back on. There. But anyway, that's what it looks like. I think it's doing real well. I'll think of the name of this in just a moment. And of course, my Swedish ivy that is going rogue on me. That's one of those little swatches I put out in a small goblet, but it does really, really well. Let me see if I can reach around here and get it. Yeah. See, it's in that kind of a goblet urn type, but it's glass. But you can just look straight through and look at the soil. This one does need, it's very dry right now, but see, we haven't got to the stage where it's limp. So I'll hold off just a little longer. In my experience, I need to make a video about that. These, when I'm using that conditioner, these lose their gloss when they're dry. And that's how I can tell they're dry. So I'll worry about that in a little bit. Looks like I might need to snip some ends off, but this is how it looks. Now let me show you the baby tears. And here's the baby tears. As you can see, they have grown so much. They're just about to swamp the container. I don't even know if we can still see the container. It's in a saucer so that I can water it. Water will puddle on it and keep that Hypertufa hydrated. But as long as this gets enough light, it stays wonderful. And the little ones in the teacup are doing fair. Not real good, but fair. We need to have a tour of my houseplants one of these days. But for now, this will do. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.